You got me sweating the way you lying over here like a mother. And we're black.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meant to Be podcast, where we discuss all things relationship and pop culture. Today, we are celebrating 3 whole years of being married. Time goes by fast.
I don't think that sounds right. 3 years?
Yeah,
it felt like 30, or we just got together.
It genuinely feels like it was yesterday because I wholeheartedly remembered like the day top to bottom, but here we are 3 years later, I guess.
I guess. I know. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, today is going to be part throwback, part playbook, what worked, what didn't, and what we're doing next. We've learned a lot about each other and love in general, so we hope you take something away from this episode. If this is your first episode, welcome. You get this one for free because it's our soft launch together. But if this is your second time hanging with us, you're family now, and it's time for a hard lunch and making it official. So here's our keep it real deal. Whether you're listening or you're watching, wherever you're at, do us one favor and please hit subscribe or follow. That's how you keep the show alive, and we can keep it real, keep it kind. So let's get started with our actual wedding day. Now, your wedding day will be super fast. You spend a lot of money on a single night and it's over before you know it. So
months of planning, months of prepping.
Yeah.
Or like a day of stuff.
Yeah. So it is great to have these moments documented. Plus, it's just great to reminisce and keep it fresh in your mind or learn details you didn't even know happened.
Oh my God, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go first to give you some time to think, but what was your funniest moment from the wedding? All right, so it's not entirely funny to me, but I love seeing people's reactions as I did International Players Anthem down the aisle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you know me, I've got a great personality. Clearly, you can see that from the podcast. But as the guy, we don't get much to do at the wedding, but I wanted to have my moment. So,
as you should.
Yes. Gentlemen, yourself first. No.
What? Okay, I'm not going that far.
It is your day too.
It is their day too, but don't put yourself first. But you can have your own special moment.
Yes, moment, which is...
You had a moment, but I was the grand finale.
Of course. We talk about my entrance most. All right.
Okay, all right. Hello, Kitty. I feel like a lot of people, yes, did talk about your entrance. Your entrance was fantastic. It was great. But I don't think you realize how many people came up to me talking about how beautiful the song that I chose and how fun it was for people to see me. You know what? We're going to get to it in the...
All I know is the people loved my entrance online.
People loved your entrance.
The TikTok and the Instagram's people's.
Because we didn't post my entrance because my entrance was just the grandiose regular bride walking down the aisle. But we'll get there.
That's on you.
We're going to get there.
All right. So my Uncle Shamel did this at his wedding, and I'm a big Andre 3000 fan. So I knew I wanted to do it at our wedding. I know the song, but I spent like the last 2 weeks before the wedding, like making sure I knew it. So like I would be at the gym or I would be walking around and I'd be just in my head and like, so I typed a text to the girl I used to see. And I'm just like making sure like when I get up there, I don't mess it up. So that's what I was so focused on.
I think one of my favorite memories of that, sorry to my aunt, is for some reason she thought that my mom had said that Marvin wrote and produced that song. So then she like posted on social media like a video of it, I think, and then was like, my nephew wrote his own song for them, da-da-da. And I was like, I texted her privately. I was like, Auntie, that's Andre 3000. He did not write that. She was like, your mom, your mom told me. I thought she said that he did. I guess not. And then even my mom was like, no, I told you that he just did it. And I was like, God.
Yeah, no, you can't like hear the actual track too much because everybody's so focused on me. But like, I don't sound anything like Andre 3000. But hey.
Listen, if it was produced and mixed, apparently you might.
God. All right. So what's your funniest moment from the wedding?
Okay. So I think mine also, was the walking down the aisle. For my part, and this is what I was going to get to. So people had caught on video me. So I got like up to the first part where the photographer was, and boy, was I cheesing. You saw gums in the back of my mouth, like little girl first day of school photos, smiling. And so we hit the corner, and then we were told, like, okay, you like walk up to the first spot, stop, take the picture, and then turn, meet at the aisle, stop for a second, and then go down the aisle. I had both my parents on my arms because they always raised me very equally. So I had them both on my arms. And I have someone in the video caught me going, okay, let's go. And I'm like pulling them down the aisle because I was so happy that I like literally started to bounce. And I was like bouncing up and down as I'm like walking, and I'm like dragging my parents down the aisle because I was super excited to like just get to the end and do all the stuff. And and the whole time I was just kind of like swaying and bouncing on the altar because I was just like super happy and excited. And I express myself a lot through like bodily movement. Even he'll see me eat like a plate of food and I'm just sitting there kind of like rocking and I'm like happy.
Yeah, fellas, get your girl some food and watch how they react.
That might be the reaction down the aisle.
But that actually goes into like my next question, because I was going to ask what's your most emotional moment from the wedding. And for me personally, it was seeing you walk down the aisle because I was very emotional. I always knew that it was great to cry when you see your soon to be bride walking down the aisle. You know, you always see ladies online like, if he doesn't cry, turn around, we're starting this over. But I wasn't sure that I would be that guy. And I think I told you, talking to the microphone, I think I told you that at the rehearsal that was like 4 days before the wedding, I started to tear up like during that, like as I'm like, we practiced me
Yeah, I
doing
think you
the
told me
down the
that.
aisle, and then like you're getting ready to walk, and like I felt it like in my eyes and my throat and everything. I was like, this is just the rehearsal. She's in regular clothes. I think I'm in shorts. But I guess being in the venue, I just felt something in the air or whatever. And I was about to cry at the rehearsal in front of just the 12 of us trying to do this rehearsal. So yeah, that was something for me.
What's funny about that actually is that my parents, when we were doing also the rehearsal run through, it was our turn to walk, and the three of us were standing there, and my dad started crying at the rehearsal. And he started saying some emotional stuff that if I say right now, I'll probably start crying again. And then my mom starts crying. And so I'm like, oh my God, get it together because it's just a rehearsal. And like, we're about to walk, and all three of us now have like red eyes. Like,
Okay.
so yeah, like all three of us got like really emotional. And so we all started tearing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to walk for the rehearsal. Like, we need to get it together. It's just the rehearsal. And then on the wedding day, oh my gosh, I would say like there were a couple times that my emotions hit me randomly throughout the day. Like in the morning, early that morning, I was so nervous. My stomach was turning. I'm not gonna lie, I will say one of the most emotional times was my girls and I, we were done with the bachelorette party stuff. They did like a 2-day surprise bachelorette party for me. I let them plan the whole thing, and it was absolutely perfect. It was me to a T. Like my girls know me. And we get done, and I decided to stay at the condo that my parents had rented out for like my little family. It was like my parents, my brother and my sister-in-law, my sister, and then all my nephews. And we agreed that we wouldn't stay with each other the night before the wedding. And so my dad, I think, came and picked me up. Or, oh no, Bree dropped me off. Bree, my maid of honor, had taken me there, dropped me off. And I was getting ready for bed. And then my dad was like, hey, I'll sleep on the couch. You can go sleep in the room with your mom. There was like, I'm about to get emotional. Like, that's how emotional it was. There was like a moment where it was just like,
Get it together.
I felt like I was a kid again. And sometimes I would go in the room with my parents and I'd like cuddle in between them and stuff. And so it was just like this surreal feeling of like still being that kid, but still having like the marriage and stuff. So I'm fine. So I think it just like hit me, and like it was just nice to have like that moment with my mom, even though like she was already knocked out. And I don't even think she realized like how much that like moment meant for me. And then I fell asleep, and then literally at like 4 in the morning, I woke up and I was literally so nervous. And like, it was weird how the emotions hit me. Like early in the morning, I was super nervous, like anxious, kind of stressed. I just want to make sure everything would go well. And then it literally wasn't until we got to the venue and then we started to get ready. Me and the girls started to get ready. We took our pictures, so I started to feel better. And then we're sitting there waiting for time, and I started to get nervous again. And my girls are like, "How are you doing? Are you okay?" And they're sitting next to me, and they're kind of like being there for me. And I was like, "I can't breathe. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous." And then our coordinator came in, and she was like, "It's time." The minute she said it was time, I got so excited. And that's when like the kiddish side of me came out, and I was like super, super excited. I grabbed my parents. I was like, "It's time. We gotta go." And at that point, once I heard like it was go time, I was like, "All right, let me get to my man." Like I was ready to see you again. It had been like 4 hours and I hadn't seen you, and I really wanted to see you. So then I think the emotions hit me again during our vows. Because yeah, when I was going down the aisle, I was just like so excited. I was like super excited. And then once we got to our vows, I got emotional again. But I think that moment with my mom in the like at night was probably like the biggest emotional thing, because like thinking of just like my past and my present, my future, and all that kind of stuff hit me in that moment.
It's definitely a lot because, like, for me, like, I had just had like such a fun time doing the Andre 3000 verse, and now seeing you come down the aisle all happy and stuff and looking beautiful in your little dress and all, I was a wreck. So it's definitely an
And
emotional
he
roller coaster.
doesn't
I
cry.
really don't.
He does
Really
not
don't.
cry. And that's what made me so happy, because he said he only cried like twice. At that point, that was only once, right?
Probably.
Once or twice in his life. So I was like, if he doesn't cry, I don't know how I'm going to react. And then he cried. And I was like, even more happy, because I was like, "You're a sniffle." Like,
You just feel something in the moment. What are you gonna say? But it was definitely beautiful to see you in your dress for the first time, looking so happy and bouncy coming down the aisle. So it was a really fun time.
I think that too, like, it was amazing because your aunts would come up to me like afterwards, and like family members would come up to me. I think like a few of your uncles too, they were just like, "We know you're the right one, just how you even react to seeing him." They were like, "We've never seen someone smile so big for someone. We've never seen someone like bounce down the aisle ready to be with their person." Like so many of your family members and my family members were like, "You two are like made for each other." Like the way you two gravitate towards each other and pull to each other. And that meant a lot when people were like, "You two just like, you have like this pull that brings you all together all the time." And I was like, yeah, I was dragging my parents down the aisle. I was getting like magnet to this man. Like I wanted to get to you.
What are you gonna do? But like I said, it feels like this just goes by so quickly.
So fast.
Because I think the Andre 3000 verse is like a minute, maybe in some change. He's a long verse.
Yeah.
But like, I think it immediately goes into you, and then it's immediately, all right, vows. And then like it just goes by so fast.
It
And
went
you're
by
just like
fast.
not prepared for how fast it goes. And it's like, you spend so much time planning it. It's like, it's low key very annoying how fast it moves.
Yes. Cause I'm like, okay, can this be like longer? Because we did not spend all this time to have it done. And like, yeah, like our ceremony was 25 minutes long tops. I think we had like a 20-minute service actually, because I told my brother was my officiant, and well, our officiant. And I had told him, I was like, "I just want like a quick service, get in, get to the party, like get to the food, get to the party." Like, because we wanted to make sure everybody like had a great time. That, a lot of people flew from Ohio to be here too, and everybody's driving from Orlando. I wanted to make the most out of the time celebrating like together. So we did a very short ceremony, because also there's no offense, there's nothing worse than sitting in a super long ceremony. I love people and I love their ceremonies and I love seeing their beauty, but there gets to a point where I'm like, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day for this. And even standing up there, I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to get the ring on my finger. I want to kiss. I want to get to the reception. But that's just like our personalities personally.
Yeah. But that was the highlight reel. So what was the biggest shift once the wedding ended and real life started? We're just a married couple.
I think for me, it might be a little different for you. The biggest shift was getting the name change. That was a lot.
Definitely, that's a
Um,
you thing, not me.
yeah, that was a lot. Like, I had to go and get my social security changed. I had to go and get my passport changed. I had to go and get my ID changed. And so I had to go into like all these different buildings. I had to get my name changed in everything. Everything you have your maiden name is just if you choose to change your name, if you choose to keep your name, whatever, that's fine too. Like, and there's a part of me that I was like, do I gotta change my name legally? I can just write it down because this is a lot. It was a lot. It was worth it though for me in the end personally. I know everybody's different when it comes to like name changes, but I did want to take your last name. And that was probably the biggest shift was just seeing physically my name get changed in like everything in systems and in my accounts and in like I had to go to the bank even. I had to go to the bank. I had to change it in my insurances. I had to change it in my phone in every app that I own. Like it was a lot of change in like a short amount of time too, because I had to make sure I had everything set for our honeymoon in July. So I was trying to make sure like all the pieces were put together before then.
Yeah, I think for me, like as a guy, we literally have nothing to do unless you're also changing your name. But literally, I think after the wedding, I just chilled or I worked the next day, which we'll get to that later.
Oh my
But
god.
for you, like, I think you spent what, an entire day like doing all this stuff, sitting in these places and signing forms and getting so much
This
done.
was
But
weeks.
so yeah, it's for me, I think the biggest shift is kind of like a mental thing for me because of course at that point we had been together what, a year, if that, were we
We've
together?
been together over a year.
Yeah,
We
and
met in September of 21 and we got married in February of 23, so it had been just over a year.
yeah, so to go from long distance boyfriend girlfriend, living together, fiancés, and now husband wife. There's like a little mental shift where it's like
Yeah.
I have to do everything to make sure that like my wife is taken care of. Like now we're like family, and I'm like doing everything that I can to make sure that you're good, I'm good, we're good, and like the future is set for us. So
Mhm.
making sure that like you're included, you're respected, and just like so many things that's like this is my wife.
Mm.
So that's like the biggest shift for me.
Yeah. I do see that when it comes to like mental shifts for me, it was definitely like, I'd always been taught like your spouse comes first over like family. And that was probably a hard shift for me because my family means a lot to me. And if anybody comes after my family, I come after them 10 times harder because I'm very, very nice until somebody pushes me. And then I will do anything I can to defend and protect my people. And so when you became husband, it was like I had to rearrange that order to make sure that like you were protected and defended first and foremost over like anybody else.
God. All right. So let's talk about the years because each year kind of teaches you something different.
Ugh.
So which year was the hardest?
It wasn't one particular year. It was split into two, but I think overall the timing was kind of a year. It was end toward the end of 2023, till about the end of 2024. Honestly.
Pretty much, yeah.
That was the hardest time just because of everything that we went through. Like, you had unfortunately lost your job because they were dissolving your department, and instead of trying to help shift you into a new department, they dropped you on the spot. I lost my aunt the same day you got fired and, well, got let go, I would say. It wasn't even technically like you didn't do anything wrong except for just like make money for the company and get paid. So that was hard because within a day, you're losing a job, I'm losing a family member, and then like having to go through that year of trying to get you your dream job back and be supportive and kind of try to keep everything together. It sucked because like I felt like I was failing, not being able to like keep everything together the way that I hoped I could have. And then like seeing how though like through everything it was us against the problem and not the problem putting us against each other. Of course there are moments that we're gonna get into it. I mean, like it was a struggle of a year, but at the end of it, like seeing how much we came out, that was our first year married. And honestly, they always say the first year is the toughest. And I agree, the first year is the toughest, especially if one of you loses your job. And I think, though, that's exactly what was supposed to happen to us to show us that we could go through literally one of the worst things throughout a year and still come out on the other side closer than ever, more together, like held together. That speaks a lot about our relationship, about our marriage, and how like this is something that is, I was going to say meant to be. And I'm like, oh my God, that was literally our slogan, meant to be 2023. But like, it's true. Like,
Yeah.
it's those types of tests and those types of pushes that like help get you to where you're meant to be or where you're supposed to see yourselves as a couple, I feel like. And they always say the first 5 years is like the biggest test to see where the relationship is. And even that first year we came out of it, like it came at us hard, but like we were able to defeat the odds of it and come back on the other side doing better than what we did even when we first got together, I feel like.
Yeah, like year one was so hard, like taking a step back. Like we had our wedding and then I worked the very next day because I was saving up on PTO days. And then we got told we can only take 1 week for the honeymoon and it had to be a specific time. And then the airline lost our luggage and then I lost the job that gave us the one specific week for the honeymoon. So
Because they told us, I'm sorry, we wanted our honeymoon in like October because that would have been the perfect weather and the perfect timing in the Mediterranean because we were taking a Mediterranean cruise. And they told us, no, we really need him then. That's our busiest time. And then let him go in September. I'm still heated about that. But it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
yeah. But, after that, it was like a spiral trying to find a job for a very long time. And then I got an awful and weird one in between. But things are much better now. And it's such a great feeling to be, because I know that this is going to go into the next question as well, but like we're in such a much better place. I feel it's like emotionally, physically, I don't wake up like on edge and everything. Like I feel so
Yeah.
secure. Like we're doing so well, because during the time where I didn't have a job, like we were like literally like basically paycheck to paycheck. Like at any point in time, we could have been like fully homeless, but we had to move back home with your parents for a little bit, and we stayed on like our friend Gia's couch for a little bit, and like it was a rough year, but
Yeah, shout out Gia, shout out Alan, shout out Maddie. They all gave us a bed and a place to stay when we were down and out, and I will forever be grateful for them because, I mean, they were the reason why I was able to keep my job in Florida, why I was able to stay working at the salon that I'm at, which is the best job I've ever had with the best people I've ever worked with. And even on the days that I had to drive from Orlando to Clearwater, like I would do it again just to make sure that like we were secure and we had at least like what we needed to get like food and gas. And we started like paying Gia rent a little bit, like, but even then she didn't charge us much at all when she totally could have. And that I will forever be grateful for. So if y'all are listening, like no amount of words that I could say that could show gratitude for how I feel about you guys.
you guys really held us down, and like without you guys, I don't know how things would have gone. Like
Yeah.
thankfully we're doing like so much better, and we're just in such a good place. And it's like it's a story that we get to tell here on YouTube a year or two later, and like
Yeah.
down the line we'll be able to like look back and say we really made it out, and we'll have a story to tell our kids about like how difficult life can get, and like hopefully set them up so that something like that doesn't happen to them.
Yeah. That they can bounce, if it does, they can bounce back quicker than we did.
Mm-hmm. And because we're not just here to vent, what was the best year and what made it better?
I mean, okay, so far, the best year so far.
Yeah.
That we've had. Oh, that's tough.
Is it? I feel like it's very obvious.
Is it very obvious?
3 years to choose from, and the first like year and a half, not great. So
Well, but I'm saying, like, are we thinking of like
just marriage.
just marriage,
Yeah,
not
just
before that?
marriage.
Oh, okay. Well, then the year we're dealing with right now.
Exactly. The past year. The past year.
The past year of us like recover. Like, yeah, 2025 was
Quite literally because I started Trader Joe's, I think January 2nd, 2025.
Yeah.
So that's where we were able to like make money, save money on groceries.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, in June, I got my current job,
Yeah.
and it's really helping us get on our feet. Like
Yeah.
I really love my job. I love going to work every day. And then I have like my remote days, and we're making so much money. So we're doing very well.
Yeah.
We got to go to Paris. We did my
I
birthday
could
cruise.
live there. I want to go.
So that's why I'm just like, this past year has been great. And I think money, they say money doesn't like bring happiness, but like it really changed our lives being able to afford to do all these things. Cause now we have like the peace of mind where we're not like, we could be homeless at any moment now. But yeah, this past year has been great.
Money don't bring happiness, but the money we spend on the places we get to go to, the places bring happiness with the money that we spent to get there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, definitely agree
yeah,
that this past
last year was definitely a great year. I don't know why my timeline right now, I'm like jumbled, and I still think we're in 2025. And I had to process that we're in 2026. And I was like, well, we're in the year 2025. So, like, yeah, this year, I was like, does it count? We're in 2026.
good couple months in. All right, so it's our anniversary episode, so that means we got to do at least one thing romantic. So we're gonna recreate a moment, and it's
Oh,
time
God.
to reread our vows. So, like the actual day, I will go first.
Did you go first on the actual?
Yes, I went first.
Oh, yeah, you did go first because I got to.
I will go first. We will get to that.
But you
I
can't
will
change
go
your
first, and we will
Did you
get to
change your
that.
vows?
I will
Did
go
you change your
first,
vows?
and we will get to
Did you
that.
change your vows?
Can you let me go first?
If you change your vows,
Can
that's cheating.
you
If
let
I
me-
hear one thing
I'm
different.
pulling up the email, the actual email I sent.
All right.
God, this doesn't have the actual like little things where it's like, do you, Marvin, take Rachel another? Because I think that was included.
That's not vows.
I think that's vows.
No.
Yes, it is. But like there
I
was
think
like
that's if you
added
don't write
things
your
that
vows.
Sean gave us. So like it doesn't have that. I don't know if yours does, but I know this email that I sent to Sean doesn't have that part because I think he was just like, I think he printed everything and like, here's how you read,
Yeah, he printed them out for us. But also, I'm saying that part, do you take Rachel? That is not vows.
I feel like there was a little bit like just before that, kind of going
Sean
into.
said, do you, Marvin, take Rachel to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, for better or worse, for sicker or richer, for richer or poor, whatever it is.
Is that not a vow?
And then you put the ring, and then you say, I do, and then you put the ring on the finger. So we still did that, and then we wrote our own vows. I think that's like a ceremony. It's called the ceremony of the
I
rings.
think that's after the part that we read. So
yeah,
it's kind
so
of
we did
included.
our vows, and then the ceremony of the rings.
I guess whatever. I'm just whatever.
Some people skip vows and just count that as their vows, but we called it ceremony of the rings.
Okay. All right. Don't cry.
I will. You can't say that to me because it just comes out of me.
God. All right. I'm not much of a gambler, but I hit the jackpot when I took a chance on a redheaded girl from Ohio, of all places. From the moment we met online, I told you we were meant to be, but there's something about that moment I haven't told you. The day we matched, I actually came across your profile earlier in the day, but was too overwhelmed to actually send likes to anyone, so I closed the app. It was later in the day that I came back to Hinge and, as you know, sent you a like at the same time you were already viewing my page. I truly believe God had already crafted our journey and made me wait a minute before finally flipping the switch on our story. Every day since then has been absolutely magical, whether it's swimming with dolphins in the Dominican, feeding giraffes in Ohio, or losing part of your engagement rings less than 5 minutes after I proposed. It is a privilege to know you and a blessing to love and be loved by you. So, Rachel, with all my heart, I ask you to be my wife. I promise to love you all the days of my life, to support you in times of need, to share with you in times of joy, and to honor and trust you. I promise to love you as my equal. I give myself to you as your husband for as long as we both shall live. I love you most.
You added that in there. You son of a gun. You added I love you most. He didn't
What are you
say that
talking
on the
about?
day. You didn't pull up
Give
the
my
email,
phone.
you liar.
I don't know what you're talking about. In front of God and everyone, I said I love you most.
No, he didn't. And I have video proof.
Show the receipts.
I have video proof.
Show me the
I
receipts.
will show you the receipts after this, because I have video proof that I said I love you most, and then I was like,
I'll make a clip.
I said it.
Y'all will see this.
I said it.
On the interwebs.
And I know and you didn't.
How do you know?
I know because I was there.
Maybe it's AI generated.
It's not AI generated. There was no AI 3 years ago.
I can't tell. We gonna see.
You gonna piss
Whole
me
thing
off.
was AI.
You gonna piss me off. He wrote that in there. No, he did not say I love you most on the wedding day. I did. And that's why he wanted to go first.
I went first the day of.
And I went after and I said, I love you most. And I said, boom, I got you in the mic in front of everybody at our wedding. Okay. I was too caught up in the moment, though, to realize it for a second that you had said, I love you most. And then I was like, yeah, he always says that. And then I was like, why am I that? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I had to calm down for a second. Marvin, our relationship started.
Hold on.
What?
That was a hard Marvin. Start it over. Say my name nicer.
You're pissing me off with all your lying. Oh my God. Oh, shoot. Okay. Did I really say it that hard?
Yes.
Marvin, our relationship started over 1,000 miles apart. Since day one of meeting you, I felt like I knew you my whole life. You brought out my vulnerable side, but allowed me to keep my strong, wild, independent, quirky self. I can always be myself around you, and you accept me for all of me. You've already proven that in sickness and in health that you'll stand by my side. You protect me and you take care of me. You listen to me when I'm feeling anxious or overwhelmed, or if I just want to ramble on about some random topic that I find totally interesting that you do not care about at all. You're the calm in my storm, my ride or die, my other half, my best friend. You make me ugly laugh. You're my shoulder to cry on. I'm truly one lucky woman to have a man like you. When you first told me I love you, I did respond by saying I know. And while you sat there thinking I was this cocky, snotty girl, I followed it with because I love you too. Before that moment, we both already loved each other, but I was afraid to tell you first because I wanted to know the feeling was mutual. But I think my heart already knew you loved me. I vowed to protect you the best I can, even physically, because you know your girl can throw hands. I will take care of you when you're not feeling well, hold you up when you're feeling down, laugh with you in your good times, love you through our arguments, and cheer with you in your accomplishments. I vow to never leave you, no matter how rough life may get at times. I will love you and put you first now and forever, my gentle bear, my moon and stars. I love you most. And mind you, oh wait, hold on, I actually have receipts right here. April 17th, 2023. I copy and pasted your vows at the bottom of my vows.
That was after the wedding. I don't know what you're talking about.
And what does it say right here at the bottom? There is no I love you most.
Oh, I copied and pasted. I put this in a note 2 years after we got married. Yeah,
2 years after we got married, 2023, babe.
Oh, I thought it was 2025. Never mind.
We got married in 2023.
All right, a few months after.
I pasted 2 months after because that's why it showed that it was after the wedding, because I copy and pasted yours because I wanted to keep yours. And boom, there's the receipts. I said, I love you most, and he did not.
Edited.
Those are our vows. And
yeah, listening to them back, it feels like God really tested us, because some of the things we're saying, through all the hardships and all that stuff. So good God.
Hold on, let me pull this up, because there was a line that I wrote that kind of was crazy with what we did go through. I literally had said, and I mean, it's obvious in a wedding you say this for rich or poor, sickness and health, whatever. But I said, I vow to never leave you no matter how rough life may get at times. And man, our first year was super, super rough. So
I was like, you sure about that?
Thank God was like, let's test that theory out. Let's see how far we can get.
Here we are. We're on the other side.
And we got 4. And I was like, I'm glad. You got me sweating the way you lying over here like a mother.
I know what you're talking about.
But anyways, no, we definitely had those big tests, and we came out the other side. And I know we'll definitely have more big tests, especially when we have kids and the kids grow up and the kids got stuff going on. That's going to be another big test. But we're going to take it with stride. We're always going to do our little slogan that we have, and we're always going to say, we'll figure it out.
And we always do.
We always do. No matter how we get there, we figure it out.
All right. So now we're going to get a little bit tactical. Because love doesn't stay alive on accident. We're going to go through a little playbook, so some things that you guys can't take away from this. So how do we handle disagreement? That's what you're going to take away from this. How do we handle sex?
You're saying, how do we handle disagreements?
Disagreements.
And I already answered.
Is that how we handle them? God. For realsies, I think it's a lot of reassurance and, having the hard talks that comes with being married. Sometimes you have to swallow your pride, admit when you were wrong, and then sometimes you have to come together and figure out the reasonings behind certain feelings. So
yeah, definitely being 1000% honest with your spouse. I don't think there's one thing that we don't know about each other, unless it's something that we just haven't thought to talk about yet or comes up in a conversation. But everything that we have talked about so far, we have been nothing but 100% honest, no matter how embarrassing or shameful it might feel because that person that you're going to be with is not going to shame you for the things of like your past or your present. They're going to stand beside you no matter what. And that's the beauty of finding that right person is like, especially when I started like getting more serious about finding like a husband and like dating to have a husband. Honestly, I just was in my head and I was like, I'm going to be completely honest with him. And if that deters him away from me at any point, then that means he's not my person. If me being honest is going to push you away, then I'm not meant to be with you because you can't handle me in my vulnerable times and in my put together times. So I feel like just keeping that honest communication, keeping that honest like conversation at the forefront of everything really pushes the relationship to a better point because then you get to know each other on a deeper level, understand a little bit more, and be able to be accountable more for each other.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think going with that, I think a big thing that like puts a lot of strain on relationships are like things like money and stress. So I definitely think, checking in on your budget, making sure that you guys have the same, the same,
Shame.
okay, the same shared goals, and there's like no surprises that are coming like out of whatever the income is. Cause I know
Yeah.
we were able to sit down, put down our entire like budget, all the bills and stuff, and kind of like get that figured out. But then like going into marriage, things because not everybody has a shared bank account,
And
but
that's fine.
we do. Everybody has what works for them. But I know for us, we have our shared bank account, we have our savings account, and then we have like our allowances where we're able to like save up for anything that we're like looking for. But even then, like if there's something that we want that's like a little bigger and we don't have it in our like allowance, we're like, hey, this is something that I've been like looking at or wanting. And like, I don't think we've ever been like, unless it's a trip, there's never
Right.
been a time where we're like, hey, we can't do this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like we're pretty truthful and forthright when it comes to like our finances and stuff. And I think we have a pretty good rhythm. Like whenever payday happens, I think I am like mostly I handle them. I'm not gonna lie. Like
People
I'm
ask me all the time. It's like, yeah, you know how women ain't good with money, and the men, we always like handle the budgets. I'm like, the money just goes to direct deposit, whatever she wants to move wherever. I don't care.
yeah.
What am I gonna do? Say like no, like everything's budgeted. It's all good.
And I personally, and you can attest to this, I budget everything. We wanted to add a new car, and I sat there and wrote down everything we spend for like monthly, anything that we need annually, whatever. Like I would sit there and I would like write it all out and I'm like, okay, where could we fit the payment in this? And when I take like our bank account and I see everything go into the direct deposit in our checking account, I will sit there and I will think like, okay, we're probably going to need this much in our savings, this much we can go to allowances, this much for the bills. Like personally have like always been raised like my mom works in financial aid at a university, so like she made it very easy for me to be able to break everything down and like her and my dad both kind of taught me how to save and manage money. And so even moving down here, they would not let me move down here with like less than a certain amount of money. They were like, you can move if you want, but we would love to see this amount so we know you're okay. And I ended up doing that to make sure that because I want to make sure I'm okay too. I want to make sure that I can live here and do all the things that I want to do. And so, yeah, I personally, and he can agree or disagree, but I feel like I'm good with budgeting everything out.
Yeah, I just make the money, so it all goes there. So it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have a preference as long as everything is paid for. We're
Yeah.
good. I know, like, I make sure the rent is paid. I make sure utilities are paid.
Yeah, you
You
do
make
like
sure
the
cars
rent
are
and the
paid. So
utilities, and I make sure the cars are paid. I make sure that the other random little things that we need are paid out and done right.
yeah, so we're good. Now for intimacy and spark, how do we keep the spark alive when we're busy and like it's
Sex.
stressful? Sometimes it is sex. I definitely think making the time for like your partner, whether that's just like little like you'll walk by and I'll like pat your butt, or we'll like come over
Or
and like
you'll walk by and I'll pat your butt.
yes, she will. Or like I'll just like give you little like tickles or
Yeah.
scratchies or anything like that. So it's just like little things to just like reach out to your partner and know that you're there. And sometimes you gotta schedule sex, but that's what it takes to sometimes make life happen. It's like
But we don't always schedule sex, okay?
no, it's like I can't
That's
tonight, but
crazy. Don't
tomorrow we can. Sometimes it's like life is busy. I'm still on my period. I'm bloated or little things like that. So it's like, but this day, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we don't always I'm like, preference. It's not always a, "Hey, at 5 o'clock,
That's not what
we're
it
gonna
means to schedule sex. God, maybe when we're older and we have kids and stuff, it's got to be like
we're
that.
gonna
So
have to
who
time
knows?
that out."
We'll see. And then I think our last thing is kind of like setting boundaries or like making sure you don't have any outside noise coming in. So I know we have a viral video where you go to complain about me to your parents, but that's not what we actually do, guys. You definitely
No.
make sure that your marriage is protected from any opinions. You
Yeah.
keep that inside. You handle whatever it is internally.
Yeah.
And if you have to talk to someone, then you talk to someone. But like, I would definitely say like, make sure you're set and secure in
Mm.
the marriage.
We make one funny video and it happens to blow up, and everybody now thinks that that's how we run our marriage. And I'm like, it was just to entertain, okay? That's all it is for your entertainment.
Good God, people.
I don't actually brush my curls dry unless it's super knotted, okay? Like, chill out, people. Like, look at these. Okay, they're safe, they're secure. Everybody blowing up the comments.
All right, so do a little like not like speed round, but just a little real world version of romance. So like making sure that you're still celebrating when you're busy, tired, or broke. So little like hacks to make sure that things are good. So like let's say you're on a budget. I would say that some things you can do is you can like recreate your first date just at home. Maybe take like a little $20 and you guys go to a grocery store or something. It's like, all right, you pick this out, you pick this out, or here's $20. You go do what you can with this. I do what I can with this, and we'll come back together and get it figured out. You know, you can play like your playlists from your wedding or whatever like that. Go through photos, do a vow reread, or maybe just like take little candles from like the dollar store and like do a little fancy dinner at home. And then just little things to make sure that you guys are still good and you know that you still love each other. So just little things to keep that alive.
Yeah.
And if life is stressful, maybe you just go on a walk together and you have like an intentional conversation and maybe just ask each other, what can I do for you to make sure that we're feeling good?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. It's been an episode. All right. So 3 years married, going into year 4. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the surrogacy journey and the next step with having like a baby and everything. So that's like the most exciting. And I think other than the obvious, which is, you know, the soon children, someday children, hopefully, fingers crossed, that God willing, everything goes well. Other than that, I'm just looking forward to the continued growth between you and I. Getting to travel more, you know, once we do get settled in life with kids and everything, like I want to be able to still go back to like at least once a year doing some sort of like bigger trip out of the country, something like that to get us grounded again, like with each other. Cause I like those little resets of those trips. And it's like just you and I able to connect and just be in a new place and experience new things together. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I would say same. I know definitely the kids is a big one because like I literally every day I'm like, I'm so excited to be on this journey and hoping that it
Mhm.
all goes so very smoothly because I cannot wait to be parents with you. But I know getting to travel again, that I don't know when we're gonna get to do that. We'll probably do something before. Well,
I don't know.
we'll see.
I don't
But of
know.
course, you know, we're on the journey and we might be in Mexico for a few months. So we'll see. We'll fill you guys in on that at a later date on how all that's gonna go. Once everything's all confirmed, we'll do another
Everything's
episode
all
about how
confirmed.
this goes. But we'll find the time to still travel. But yeah,
We'll figure it out.
year 4 is gonna be fun.
We will figure it out.
All right. All hearts clear.
All hearts clear.
All right. So thank you guys for coming on this journey with us. By the way, last episode that we did, we said we were like kissing 3,000. We're like almost 3,600 followers on TikTok. So this is
Thank you.
crazy. So
Smooches and love.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
if you come here from Instagram or TikTok, let us know where you're coming from, how you found us. Maybe you just found us on YouTube. Maybe you decided to do a little hop over from the social medias. Either way, we are so happy to have you here and look forward to the journey that we're going to take because this is a very fun podcast. So while you're at it, make sure you like, subscribe, share, send this to anybody. Send this to your baby mama, send this to your actual mama. Send it to your daughter. I don't know who to send it to, but send it to someone so that we can keep this going because it's a lot of fun here. So happy anniversary to us and anyone out there. Maybe you're watching this. It just happens to be your anniversary. Happy anniversary to you
Happy
too.
anniversary. It'll be your cousin's anniversary too.
Yeah, look at that.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, Amber, Clay, happy anniversary to y'all too. All right. So Rachel, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram at rosegold_Ray, RAE. Also, you can
Hey.
It's an easy way to do it. Also on Instagram, I have a nail page and it's nails by Rachel W. Rachael. And then also on what?
I'm just listening. Go ahead.
And then also on TikTok, it's just Rose Gold Ray.
All right. People can find me on Instagram at Marvin_Martian10. Martian is spelled Martian. Make sure you guys follow the pod on Instagram and TikTok. I know I hesitated because of the little sound in my ears. It threw me off
Pod.
for a second. Make sure you guys
Jesus
follow the
Christ.
pod on Instagram and TikTok at meant to be. That's meant to be. And of course, you can send us any messages or anything you want us to talk about on emails, and that's going to be meant to be pod@gmail.com. I feel like it's slowing down because it's been a long episode, so we got to get out of here. And of course, as always, if you have it in your means, our GoFundMe for this IVF surrogacy journey is still in the description. You can find it below if you have it in your means. Again, no one is obligated to share. We appreciate everyone and what they can do. So if you can't donate, make sure that you share, send it to someone who can. All right. So until next time, I went through all the stuff we're going to talk about. I don't know what we're talking about in the next episode. We'll figure that out later. Until next time, make sure you guys keep it real and you keep it kind. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.